Welcome to episode number 3 of season number 4 of, what is this thing? The Wonder Jam cast.
Today, I call it TWJC.
TWJC?
Yeah.
We should get like nylon fabric, like kind of wrist bracelets that say TWJC.
Oh, like WWJC.
WWJD.
I was thinking JC, like Jesus Christ.
Do you think that'd be cool? Are those cool? Is that still a trend?
I actually think they were never cool.
A lot of people wore them.
Yeah.
Did you ever have one?
Yeah.
I did too.
I actually was the yearbook editor the year they were really hype, and yellow.
Yellow?
Live strong.
Live strong. You were a yearbook editor?
I was the yearbook editor my senior year. And I had a section under pop culture that I decided to add in. And the 3 things that made it were Hurricane Katrina, Live Strong bracelets, and Obama.
Okay.
So.
But that was Obama pre?
It was when he, I think, became senator.
Gotcha. And so you grew up in Illinois, which was a big deal.
It was.
Probably the rest of the world, if like Obama
they weren't really on
it's
board.
Like I grew up in Iowa, but we had like an Illinois senator in our yearbook. It's so cool.
Yeah. I have proof. If anyone wants to buy my yearbook from me, I have 1 copy. It's like...
You'd sell that?
No, actually, because there's no way I can get another edition.
That's a good intro to what we're talking about today.
Welcome to my podcast.
Today we're talking about problems.
Yes, this episode of this week, of this point in our lives.
This week in a conversation, I was talking to you and you got triggered. Not triggered that you were mad, but you were like watching so many people struggle with this thing that for some reason you don't seem to battle with the same way.
I know.
As other mere humans.
I feel really passionate about it.
Right. So today we're talking about the problem with...
Competition.
I
think it's a part of my life's work.
Okay, so let's get into it. What do you see people doing wrong, or approaching competition wrong, or talking about it, or all of those things?
I have a few different pillars to my competition passion. I just am saying words.
No, that's good. Just say words.
The first thing is I think that we are thinking about competition in the wrong way.
Gotcha.
I think too many people see competition as this person does something that I do, or there's an overlap, or we offer the same service, or we are selling the same product. But I don't tend to, as a consumer, look at competition in oh, I love wearing foundation as makeup. Gosh, am I going to choose L'Oreal or CoverGirl?
Right.
I'm buying both. I'm choosing to shop at Sephora altogether and abandon, drugstore makeup entirely. It's not a one or the other thing. Mm-hmm. Sure, in our industry, if you're going to get your logo redesigned, you are choosing between 2 brands, but you should know, and your option should be able to communicate why one is better than the other.
So tell me about because we talk to a lot of people, and even when we're branding and we're doing work for them, it is a little bit looking at what are other people who are like them doing, and how can you be different, or how can you emphasize how you're unique, interesting. What do you think is hard for people when they're thinking about their competition or their industry or other people who maybe sell the same product or service that they sell? I never like making assumptions, but I tend to feel like people are too wrapped up in losing out financially, or losing out on audience participation or eyeballs on their website. But I think they also don't have a really good idea of how they're unique. Right.
They don't understand why they are the better option in this specific instance, or why you might, I think as anyone who owns a business or, sees themselves as having competition, I think that they should be able to articulate to someone actually, I'm not your best option. I think you should talk to this person, or you should check out this site. It's more geared towards people who are interested in spiritual development, or you should contact them because it gets stains out and you tend to specifically only eat barbecue and it stains your shirts and I don't know, I'm just rambling.
I was like, what?
I'm just
what
trying to think
business
of
are
like
you
fake
describing?
businesses. But the other thing is you have competition in other, like
How
there.
so? Explain, like, be really specific. 'Cause I know what you mean when you're about to say this.
Okay, so we need to buy a new washer and dryer.
Just talk about your business. Talk about as a photographer.
I am a washer and dryer maker.
You're as a photographer.
Okay.
How do you process it or think about it?
I think of it like this. Someone who needs photos from me
Right.
has other things that they need to invest in
Right.
at all times.
Yeah.
So if you want to hire me to take pictures of your products, you're also thinking about how you should upgrade the machine that makes your products. You're also thinking about how you should invest in a new software that helps your accounting. Like you have all of these things on your list of, I need to buy this, I need to invest in it.
Right.
I am one of many things. Mm-hmm. My competition is all of those things. So I need to know, is it a good idea for you to bump the investment on hiring me as a photographer up to number 2, or should I be number 10?
Right.
And I think if I'm out here thinking of my client's best interest, I should be able to say, I actually think you should stretch a little and you should invest in working with me now because it's going to pay off.
Right.
Or you're here too early. You should talk to me in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But my competition is all of those other things vying for your investment.
So a lot of times, inaction or something else entirely might be what you're competing for at that time.
And we just talked about this yesterday, and I think this is also what you're getting at, is my competition is my own client. Like, they can technically do the things that I do.
Yeah.
Not in the same way, maybe not to the, they might not be as good as pulling it off, but they can take pictures of their products. Mm-hmm. And so my competition isn't my friend who is also a photographer. It's their other investments that are sitting on the table begging for their money and themselves learning how to do it themselves.
Yeah. It's their own time. It's their own, like every project.
Experimentation.
And all of that. We work with a lot of, we just had a client whose project got delayed for a while because she did a really selfish thing and went and had a child. She listens to the podcast as if she's...
Yeah. How dare she?
Yeah. But I was thinking in a not angry way, not in a way of like a competition that I need to win, but that like the projects we're doing for people or even the success in their own business, you're competing against your own time, your own wiring, your own skill set, your own, the world that you live in, the audience that you're, trying to connect with.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is just, it's not like we need to look at other brands and be like, oh, that taco place makes tacos the same way that I make tacos.
Yeah.
And they're on the other side of town. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
We could have, if you're in a city, go to Starbucks and Google search Starbucks in your city, and there's one on every block, almost.
Yeah, and that store manager should see the other Starbucks as its competition. If it's like trying to hit numbers and goals, you know.
But I just mean that as a brand or a business or a product, like your market, especially if you're a type of person listening to this podcast, your market's not too saturated. Mm-hmm. You haven't even gotten too close to doing too much or burning people out of working with you. Mm-hmm. If anything, the type of people who hang out with us are typically understated, humble, and don't push too much. And you just don't need.
Yeah.
I wish there's a lot of people that we work with, and you find that competition just gets so stuck into their brain. Yeah. And they start thinking every decision they make is about.
Based on that.
Oh, this other person did this, so we have to be like them, but also they're stupid and we don't need to be like them.
I would encourage anyone listening to stop following their competition. Like, don't follow them on social media. Don't look at their website. It doesn't matter. If you're working on creative things or launching a product, definitely do your research. Check and make sure you're not like accidentally ripping someone off. Yeah. But
make something first.
Make something first. Check. Yeah. Work on an inspiration board and a mood board for your own branding, and then make sure that that's not, happening all over the place.
Right. So how do you, what would you tell someone to focus on instead? Or if they find themselves scrolling through Instagram, getting like worked up about something someone else in their industry is doing, or that just gets like stuck in their brain. What do you want them to do? What would you want them to pay attention to?
My most tangible or like literal recommendation is to just get offline and read a book, watch a movie, take a walk. I know that that's often encouraged. And so if you're looking for an alternative way to find inspiration in that online space, or, you know, where you're currently a little too wrapped up in competition, follow other people who are killing it in their business, but doing something completely different. Like I love following people who are fine artists. Like I love watching the way that they build their audience and sell something, you know, thinking through how, just looking at other people who are obviously really successful and then getting really inventive with how their business model works. And like, can you do that for yourself?
I like it. The other thing I find is useful is when people start to look at their audience and just get really tight in on how they can help someone or connect with their people or help their people get excited. You know, we're just not competing. It's just we're trying to connect more with other
like
people.
what you just said, though, is like turn it back around and we do this sometimes when we have like a bad, anytime we have like a bad day or a bad email or something that frustrates us, like for sure understand that emotion, but then go and talk to a client who's amazing and tell them how amazing they are. You know, like take any moment that feels frustrating and go invest that time and energy that you would have spent being frustrated in lifting somebody up. So anytime you feel that competition, like, you know, stressor enter into your mind, go and focus on the people that you're there for.
Focus on audience is useful. Other thing I find people really focus in on is just focusing on craft. Like, what do you enjoy doing? How do you enjoy making things, and just get more skilled, have more fun with something, be more expressive in what you're doing, get better at it. And the confidence that comes from that will help the competition thing go away. Or you'll go back to your competition and be like, oh, they're not listening to their people. Truth.
Hello?
Hey, it's producer Michael. I have a quick question for you.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, hey, I was wondering if you could introduce yourself to our listeners and then tell me a little bit about what the Diamond membership has been like for you.
My name is Jennifer Faltz, and honestly, I do a lot of things, but mostly I provide creative communication solutions for women who own small businesses. The Diamond membership is a great extension of the coaching I did with Adam in 2017. A lot of business memberships, masterminds, or networking groups are either spammy and gross or fake and rah-rah, neither of which I need in my life, which is why I typically don't join them. But the Diamond membership provides genuine encouragement, honest feedback, and authentic community. I can ask stupid questions, and people will give me answers and tell me that I'm asking stupid questions, both of which are super useful.
So if you're interested in learning more about our monthly capsules and our webinar, things like that, you can head to thewonderjam.com/membership. Adam. It's segment time.
It's segment time?
It's time for Gilding the Lily.
This is your favorite thing.
I know.
So we're going to talk about something that's very gilded.
It's so gilded.
One of the most gilded institutions.
It's like, if you think of gold,
it's like been institutionalized as
gilded.
Extra.
The royal family.
The royal family. Because
What's up with it?
If you have been
I thought we
around
left
over
Europe.
the past,
I thought we left England.
What if they just like censored news from England for?
Yeah, we're bitter.
Yeah, we don't even need to know that you exist. Unfollow.
Right. I have nothing against England. I actually.
So tell me what you know as of right now.
I don't know much.
The birth of the new king. Is it a king? A prince?
No.
A person?
No.
Just a baby?
I mean, it's mom and dad are like a duchess or something.
A duchess had a baby?
I just found out right before we sat down.
I know.
What happened? It's a boy. I found out
That's
that
good. Will it be a king?
the boy did not supersede its sister, his sister, in thronehood. Can you tell that I know a
You
lot
should write
about
headlines
this?
for...
Okay, actually, to be totally honest, I did not tune in to the marriage of William and Kate.
Gotcha. Okay. But wasn't her dress so good?
I don't know. I think I actually remember her sister Pippa got a lot of coverage on her butt. There was a lot of headlines about like her butt looked great, which I'm like, good job, Pippa.
That'd be a dream. I mean, that would be...
I know.
Like,
it's like you don't have to be
yeah.
famous, but everyone loves your butt.
like you kind of don't want everyone to like make a big
famous.
deal about how you look.
Yeah.
But if someone was going
It's
to,
going to be the butt.
that would be nice.
I always bring up the scene in Kimmy Schmidt where she's like, Titus, dancing's about butts now.
Yeah.
When they're at the club. All that to say is I don't really know a ton. I did have a crush on Prince William when he was younger and had better hair.
Gotcha. What does he have now? More like royal hair?
Yeah, I remember
gets
Mindy
worse.
Kaling tweeting. It's one of my first favorited tweets. But it was like, you know that he's kind of like, okay, I got to lock this down because of his hair.
Yeah.
Like
You can
a
tell.
wife.
You can
'Cause
tell
that
about a
matters.
man when
You actually-
his hair does some stuff.
You get married due to men's hair.
It's probably like stereotypically,
Yeah.
knowing that this rule doesn't apply to all peoples.
Yeah.
But it would be like sometimes when you are hanging out with friends or you're hanging out with ladies and they're like going out somewhere and you see them and you're like, oh, you're like,
Done up.
you worked for this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's a guy's hair is probably a good indication of like, did
He
you get
worked
ready?
for it. Yeah.
You know?
Oh, true. Yeah. Yeah, that's so
Do
true.
you know
So
how much time I spent during our wedding doing my hair?
not a lot.
I specifically remember I was completely ready and my hair was probably at like its last like
Leg.
I was like towards the end of its life cycle. And I just remembered I did my hair in like what was probably 17 seconds.
Yeah, well,
like in the
definitely.
normal
Yeah.
stupid way that I had always done it.
Right.
And I thought, man, this is weird.
Yeah. I didn't spend that much time getting ready.
I bet you spent a little bit more time than I did.
17 seconds. Yeah. So I don't know much about it.
So Royals had
Do
a
we
new
know the
baby.
name? No name yet.
I think it was going to be Bill.
I hope so. That's basically William.
Will it be Bill Middleton?
No. I don't think that's how
you think-
anything works.
Were you ever obsessed with any royal people?
No. Yeah, Princess Diana.
you were.
Yeah.
Why did you like her? Did you like her before she died, or was it like after she died, then like more stories started coming out?
Yeah, it was like that. Because
And you
I was
kind of
only 10.
Oh, gotcha.
And like, the internet wasn't the thing it is now. So I would have had to have like watched the news to find out about her or
Right,
something.
yeah.
No, I remember being really, really sad when she died because it was just like a princess died. That's
Oh,
so
yeah,
sad.
that is
when you're
sad.
10.
That's like a
I watched the footage at my grandpa's lake house on his like TV that had no service.
Yeah.
And then like that Christmas, I got like a book about her. And I mean,
it's like your brand.
yeah, I was like late to the game, obviously.
But I guess some people like really, watched and talked about a baby that was born, and some
Yeah.
people like got super hyped about their wedding and like,
You know what?
know?
I say this about sports. I might not be like a part of it, but I like it when groups of people get happy about
Yeah.
something and are excited.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
in sports though, you have like the equal group of people who gets sad.
True.
Because
Yeah.
they're competing. And
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know
true.
anybody who is just like majorly depressed over the wedding.
True.
It's
They're
like
like,
a large group of people
yeah, that's true. Maybe someone who like thought that could have been them,
that like really ruin their shot.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very pro Royals in a do what you want,
In
do
this
what you gotta
week's
do.
Gilding the Lily, I don't know if there's anything more.
It's just there's some
Gilded
stuff
than
that I
that.
love reading about like what kinds of things these people give up by like having no power.
Yeah,
and
some of like the
being-
rules
being,
that like they're
royal.
they're not allowed to be normal. Like,
Yeah, like have a job.
or a bunch of stuff.
Right. So hopefully like this next generation of royal people can like, reinvent
get
it.
some freedom.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Become one of the normal people.
I think I read on people.com that the Queen has 2 birthdays, but I didn't read it. I just saw the headline.
Oh, that's enough.
Someone
That sounds like a fact.
Someone write into our podcast.
I'm going to go update the
tell me why.
Wikipedia entry based on you
Reading
a headline from people.com.
I'll keep you guys posted. But thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.